What's up, guys? And look at this, I finally was able to go get a haircut, guys, and man, does it feel good. It's actually really warm outside today. It's about 90 degrees, so probably will end up sweating a bit, but this will help out. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Stefan's build and what the goals are for his car. And you'll see that we've kind of jumped ahead here. We got the motor in the car. We are waiting on the timing belt kit for it, so that'll be in on Saturday, I believe, today being Friday, so it'll be in tomorrow. I didn't want to wait around for it, so I went ahead and got the motor in the car anyways, and man, this thing's starting to look good, guys. So Stefan's goal for this car, he wants to make 500 wheel horsepower. I think we will be able to achieve that very easily with what we have. We have the IAG 900 long block stage 4. That's obviously CNC ported built heads. He said it has GSE S2 cams, 1 mm oversized valves, has a closed deck block. So the motor's there to do it, obviously, no doubt. And then we're still sticking with a stock location setup on it. We're running a FP black. This is a journal bearing turbo, and we are obviously gonna have external wastegate. It has a, I believe it was an NVIDIA catalyst downpipe. I'll have to take a second look at it. We're gonna be doing some things a little bit different on this. Some things I recommended to him. Stefan's really good at listening to what I'm telling him to do for the car and have room to grow. So we went ahead and stepped up to ID 2000cc injectors. Those are now discontinued, guys, for any of you wondering. We got one of the last sets. So we have ID 2000s for this, and he also purchased our 800 wheel horsepower fuel system. So you'll see I have it all laid out here in front of us. We have our radium unit, thank you to those guys. This is 2 Walbro 450s in here right now, and then we have everything else all laid out. So we had to resort to some JAGS fittings because Vibrant was out of stock, and for a time crunch this will work just fine. So we reached out to him for those. Obviously we got our wiring kit too for the fuel pumps. We also got Vibrant hoses. Like I said, some things are out of stock. Fortunately we had to get the all steel in the Dash 6, but not a big deal. This is going to be all underneath the car anyways, so not like you're going to see it. Obviously we have our Dash 8 hose there, and then we have our Fuel Lab. This is a filter I like to use, guys. This is a 6 micron filter. The lower the micron, the better the filter is. So we have this. This is Dash 8 in, Dash 8 out. It's really nice because you don't have to adapt down. A lot of these will be Dash 10 or 12, so it's nice that we don't have to adapt down. It's just literally straight screw our fitty on and go. So that'll be really nice. So obviously we have the fuel system for what the power we're going for on the car. Here's a look at it, how far we've gotten, guys. This is just loosely set up here. I was just kind of fitting this last night, and we were testing so I can get some pictures over to Ranch Built, because they're going to be making us a custom turbo inlet. That's one of the biggest things with a stock location car, is the turbo inlet collapsing once you get in a higher boost level. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen on this. We're going to do a custom 3 1/4 or 3.5 inch aluminum inlet / intake. So I'll be excited to show you guys that and show you guys Ranch Built. But you can see there's our FP black turbo right down in there. You can see how much room we have with this AMS intake manifold. So that's definitely going to help out. We are going to have to modify the charge pipe that goes to the front body on the intake manifold. So just because of how far back it sits, guys. So just know that if you're switching this and you have a front mount intercooler kit, you're probably going to modify this pipe. So not too big of a deal. Since we're doing the inlet anyways, we'll get that modified. So that kind of gives you a gist. It looks like we have an ETS V1 equal length header on here already. So everything's there, guys. I mean, I'm really excited for him. The most we've ever made is 480 on the Mustang dyno, 28 pounds on a journal bearing FP black, and the car didn't have nearly the supporting mods as this car. So I have a feeling it may crack that 500 wheel number on the Mustang dyno on flex fuel E85. So I'll be pretty excited for him there. The main thing we got to be careful with is it is a journal bearing turbo, so we can't push it too hard because, well, we'll get shortened life out of the turbo because it's journal bearing and they're not as susceptible to high boosts. So that being 30 pounds or more. So we'll see what the car does. We'll put it where it's happy. He wants a really reliable car. I believe he has a really good setup for that because he's overbuilt for what he's going for. So today what we're going to be knocking out, we're going to be doing the fuel system in the car. I'm gonna knock that out, guys. If you guys want to see on how to do the fuel system, I'm gonna link it right over here. When I did Travis's car, that gives you a good explanation and showing pretty much a step-by-step and how to do those lines. So I will do that for you guys. This thing is coming together though really well. Also, we did end up getting a surprise for the Evo, and man, look at how bad this pollen is, guys. There's just pollen covered all over the cars right now. But if anyone wants to pick up these RPF ones, don't mind all the pollen on them right now. I'm thinking about selling these. I believe they're 17x8. I haven't pulled them off to see what the exact size and everything is. Obviously they're a 17-inch wheel. They're factory size tires on them right now. 255, 45, 17s. But I have something new for this car. I'm thinking about selling these wheels right now. But you guys are just gonna have to wait to see what we got for it. So let's get working on this. I'm gonna get this fuel hanger assembled. I gotta get it wired for that fuel level sensor on there, obviously, and then we'll be able to get that in the car and start running our lines. I might end up pushing this out of the garage so we have more room outside to run these lines underneath the car. Not sure yet, but let's get to it. Good morning, guys, and we got a ton of work done last night and worked into where it was pretty dark. No reason to record, but as you can see here, we have Stefan's car up in the air, and we also got all our fuel lines made here, and I am going to be offering this as a kit on the website soon, guys, so keep an eye on that. If you are a 15 plus looking to do a fuel system, this is our 800 plus wheel horsepower rated fuel. So what we have here is we have our return line here, and then we have our 2 pump feeds going down to the Y assembly that's over there, and then we have our crossover as well down here. We have our dash 8 feed. This will be our jumper from our Y fitting to the filter, and then this is feed to the motor. Comes with a couple fittings as well, and this is your dash 8 ORB for your fuel rail, so that way it has it. Then we have our fitting for the crossover, just to click right onto the factory sending unit over there. This is obviously our dash 6, 2 dash 6 to a dash 8 Y, and then we have that 6 micron Fuel Lab filter to put in there. So we're gonna get that installed today. The goal for today is to have this all in the car and get it all wired today, so that way our fuel system is 100% done, guys. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna knock that out. Like I said, I've showed you guys this before, so I'm gonna get it taken care of, and I will show you when I get it finished. We've been making really good progress, guys. It's really hard without a head mount to actually show you guys every bit of the steps, but we did get our FP Black all installed on here, angled to where we need it, and we did get our oil feed on. As you can see, this style goes to the banjo off your AVCS line. And also keep in mind, guys, sometimes you gotta make stuff work. Like this was okay on here where it was in the right direction. This one I had to flip around and run back, which is no big deal. This will work better for what we're doing, but this hits the intake manifold, so that's why we needed to move that. And we are going to have to run to the store and get a straight fitting for this hose here to adapt to our coolant line from over there, because we are deleting the expansion tank right here that you guys know I don't like. Also, we did have to get rid of our PCV system here, the black system that runs across here, because that's ultimately hitting right here by the turbo. So yes, we could put a hose on there and run over, but it still would probably hit and be in our way. So I'm just going to run our own. That'll give us much more clearance for the turbo inlet that we're going to be putting on here. We did get the motor all the way in now, so we got our starter in, we got our fuel lines sitting here ready to go, we got our wiring all hooked up for the fuel system. So, and it's all ran into the car as well, so we have been getting a lot of progress. We also got our timing belt in today. This is a HKS timing belt. Got the motor timed. I'm going to get the IAG clear covers over this. That's what he went ahead and opted for. Pretty good idea, guys. It's very cool to see. I like this belt the most. Either HKS or OEM. You have seen me use Gates belts. Those are okay. The Gates racing belts, the material that you see here starts coming off of them, so I don't tend to use those anymore. But as you guys can see, we've been making some really good progress. I'm going to kind of be jumping through this as we go, but I'm going to get those clear covers on. I'm going to get the ATA crank pulley on, and then I will show you guys what that looks like. So just a moment. sure we got that timing covers all on. I did notice in there they had an IAG timing belt tensioner guide right there. So we went ahead and put that on. We got the ATI crank pulley on. Got our stretch fit belt on. And now we're gonna go ahead and put our alternator on. And I think we might get the radiator in too. And then get the downpipe on. And we should be pretty much buttoned up underneath the bottom of the car. So that's what we're gonna do now. Let's get that knocked out.